Welcome back, and today we're going to talk about methods, and this is a big day for you because we are finally going to move out of these brackets. Everything we've done so far has been inside these brackets, and frankly we have not even discussed any of this stuff, but we're actually going to discuss a very little bit of this stuff. First of all, let's just get some definitions. And I'm just going to go over the words really quick. So this is called the return type. This is called the name, and this is called the argument. So return type, name, arguments. Now, this is where your program starts, and this is where your program ends. And that is just how it is. That's the start of your program, and that's the end of your program. That's it. When it gets to there, the program closes. Now this word main, this is very specific. It just says this is the main program. This is where the computer goes when it originally fires up the program. This is where it starts. This is where everything starts. Now, you can put code outside of these brackets, and that's what we're going to do with a method. So let's go and void, and we'll just call this print stuff, just like that. So, and we can put code in this method. This is a method right here. This is method, totally having a blank on what that's called. Definition. This is a method definition, and these are where it starts and where it stops. So let's go console.writeLine, and we'll say test. Just like that. Now, let's go ahead and run this program and see what happens. Oh, nothing. Nothing happens, right? Because the program starts in main and it ends in main. I mean, I guess technically this console read line wants me to enter something, but that's it, right? This wants me to enter something. But nothing ever happened with this. That's because it was never called. And called is a word to remember. It's what we call it. Calling a method. So we'll go print, and look at that. Print stuff. Just like that. Now, programs run, I don't know if I mentioned this, but programs run line by line. It runs this line, then it runs this line, then it runs this line, then it runs this line. Okay? But when it gets to this line, this is a method call. So it's going to call static void print stuff. And it's going to do everything inside static void print stuff. Here, just so you understand, let's do this. Okay? It's going to do every one of those. Test, 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 test. You could write an entire program inside here if you wanted. You won't, but you could. And it would run it. It's going to run print stuff until it gets all the way to the end. Now, it's obviously a silly program. Now, let's talk about void. Void is the return type. Okay, remember I said return type, and I said name. So print stuff is the name, void is the return type, and these are the arguments or parameters. So void literally means returns nothing. That's the that's the return type is void. It doesn't return anything. So let's do this. Let's say we wanted, now when I say return, I mean actually returns. You're calling something, and then when it runs through here, it's going to end. If it's void, it just ends. If it's, say, int, it's going to actually return something back to this location. Return a value, right? And if it's an int, the value is integer. It could be int, it could be string, it could be double, right? Okay. So we're just going to return int. Now we've got a problem here, right? Well, let's see what it says. It says not all code paths return a value. So it's saying you're not returning anything. It's saying you have an int, but you're not actually returning anything. So let's go return equals 10. Return 10, just like that. Now, if we run this, it's going to return 10, but we're not going to do anything with it here, right? We don't have anything. We don't have any way to catch it. So let's go int x equals print stuff, or more specifically, integer x equals the return value of print stuff. Now look here, you can't do this. You can't go string, right? That's a problem because this, well, because this is a string and this is an integer value. The return type is an integer. So this, unless you convert it somehow, it's got to be an int. Let's go ahead and run this program. No, that's not yet. Console dot write line. Now let's run this program. 10. Easy enough. Made a variable, named it x, set its value to print stuff, and called print stuff. Came down here, ran the program print stuff. Return value of print stuff was 10. It's kind of silly, but that's what it is. When it came back, it set the value of x equal to 10. And we printed x out on the screen. I'm going to leave you with that, let you think about that. Made a big step. Thank you.